Okay, thank you.
Yeah, hi, Dan.
Mr. Vinod, yes,
Yeah,
please
hi,
proceed.
Dan. Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. Thank you. So I think shall we start for demo or you have any queries?
We can start the demo. I have a little bit of knowledge on PPM, but
Okay.
not very deep. So
This
there
is for
is
the
no, I
SAP,
don't have any question.
SAP PPM or any other software?
SAP PPM, yes.
Okay.
But
Fine.
I'm not an expert. I don't have any questions for now. So we can start the demo.
Fine. So let me share the screen. Can you able to see my screen? Share the screen.
Yes.
Okay. So as you all said that you have already a bit knowledge of the EPPM and the portfolio management. So EPPM is consist of basically 5 different modules. Okay, so it is a PS project management or a project systems, portfolio and project management. It consists of 2 different things. One is a portfolio management. Another one is a C projects, which is also a project management tool. Apart from that, we have other modules which is called a commercial project management (CPM), and there is a technical tool called as a EPC, enterprise project connections, and investment management. Okay, this is combination of these is a EPPM, enterprise portfolio project management. Okay, so every organization as per their business requirement, uh, they can opt what is their requirement. As per that, they have to pay the license. So by default, all these modules you will get. Only thing you have to pay the license for the portfolio management as well as the commercial project management. If you are using enterprise connections and all, then there will be a separate license for that. PS model is a free, like whenever you try to implement the S4HANA. Okay, so this is the basic regarding for the EPPM. But first of all, why we required this EPPM or a portfolio management? Okay, so portfolio management can help the organization to determine which projects or programs or other activities or other works should be continued or should be started or should be stopped. And maybe their projects you need to postpone for some durations. Maybe they do not have enough budget for that. They're running out of budgets, or they may have some other enough resources issues, or maybe some XYZ, whatever the reason they are facing, based on the risk management. Okay, so that's the reason we require at least a portfolio management tool. It can be SAP, it can be any other platforms. Okay, so as per their business requirement, they can implement this PPM tool. Okay, so in S4HANA, why we required a S4HANA for SAP portfolio and project management? Means it is an intermediate, like a single source of a tool. Okay, it can be connected with all your ERPs or maybe third-party ERPs, and instead of an access. Okay, like under the one dashboard, you will get the all kind of your plannings, execution, whatever you are executing with respect to that portfolio. Okay, it relevant for the cost plannings or actual cost. Okay, it may be an actual revenues or maybe any budget relevance, whatever it may be. In the single dashboard, you will get all these kind of an informations. Okay, it can be integrated, as I said, it can be integrated with your ERP or maybe third-party ERPs also. It can be interact with the real-time project analytics. Okay, and it is specifically role-based. Okay, like for the administrative role, he is the solo portfolio administrator. He has to create all this job. After that, there will be initiative managers or program managers. Their roles is different. Okay, And similarly, the projects and project managers roles is different. Or if you're an end user, their specific roles is different. As per your business requirement, you can configure those roles. Okay. Also, if you are integrating with a third party, so there is also a provision, so you can do that. So all things we're going to done under the single dashboard. Okay, under the same Fury apps. Okay, so you can use those Fury apps as per your business requirement. SAP has provided some 40 plus Fury apps. If it is fulfilling your requirement, you can use those one. Otherwise, you can enhance your Fury apps, or you can also connect with the Livira apps.
Okay.
Okay, so these are the some key concepts, as I said, like why the portfolio management is required. Okay, so these are the some key functionalities like agile portfolio with the corporate goal. Okay, maximum maximize the value of portfolio. You can use the resource more efficiently. Real-time visibilities of the project cost, commitments, revenue, capacities, requirement, scheduling, staffings, and other so on. Okay. Select the suitable project based on the your calculator success factors. Okay. Because at the time of when you're executing or you wanted to introduce the new programs or projects, so your success factor should be there. So success factors should be defined based on the risk parameters and all that we're going to discuss. Okay. So based on the your success factor, you can select your projects. Okay. Same thing like you can assign, deploy, or redeploy, or a plan, or you forecast your resources based on their qualifications, their locations, their availability, and their strategies and all. So based on your every projects, ongoing projects, okay, or maybe uh, if you deploying the new projects, so there may be some risk factors. So risk factors can be defined based on your questionnaires, okay. So and based on your scoring models. So questionnaire and scoring model will help you the success factor. Okay, before introducing to the any of the new project into the market. Okay, so you have to do the some feasibility studies. So these feasibility studies based on the your maybe financials, maybe your resources plannings, maybe some other parameters. Based on that, you have to ask some questions and you'll get some answers for that. Based on that, you'll get some scoring for that. And combination of these two, you'll get the some risk parameters. So based on the risk parameters, you can decide whether you wanted to proceed with this project or you wanted to deploy these projects or not. Similarly, you can do the financial and capacity plannings. So there are four ways to do the financial and capacity plannings. Either you can do with the portfolio management or you can do with your whatever the project management you have. It may be PS projects or maybe C projects. From that also you can integrate with the other models like EPPM or maybe some internal models and all that. From that also you can fetch the your plannings. Okay. Similarly, if you want, you can integrate with third parties. Okay. And from that also you can fetch this, or you can integrate with this the PWIP. BWIP is a tool. From that also you can do the your financial and capacity plans. You can control whatever the ongoing projects or upcoming projects you want to introduce, or maybe some you have some R&D kind of an activities going or something like that. So based on that, you can control it. As I said already, integration. Then you do the resource plannings, reportings, and analytic functions. These are the some basic key functions which I am trying to saying under the SAP portfolio and project management.
Okay.
So this is a very high level how this portfolio structures can be defined. Okay. So company is a main, the first level. Under that, you're going to define your portfolio and project management, where you define the all your strategies. Okay. Once the strategies has been approved, approved means there is a stage gate process. So every state gate process has to approve. Under that, there is a decision points and the your phases or a WPS. So once that first stage has been completed, all your stakeholders has been approved, then you can proceed for the next level. So if all these stages has been approved, then you can go for the either a closer or you can do the archive for the those strategies. Meanwhile, you can integrate this whatever the phases as well as the decision points that you can integrate with the project management. The project managements can be a PS projects or a C projects. Further, if you wanted to integrate with a third party, either you have to integrate with either a PS projects or maybe a C project. Can be Primavera or MSP or maybe any other third party if you want to integrate. Also, if you want to do some financials and the capacity plannings, you can do on the PS module or a C projects, or directly you can integrate whatever the financial transactions. Okay, it can be internal orders, it can be PN orders, it can be PP order that you directly interlink with your WPS. Okay, it can be your PS projects. So whatever the business transactions, day-to-day activities going on, everything you can track into the project management. And the same thing it can be shown into the your item level. Item is nothing but a program portfolio projects that you're going to link with the your project management. Okay, so this is a very high level which I'm trying to say. Okay, so how you going to define? Say like one is one project. Let me show you. Okay, this is a portfolio structure. Like this is a high level of some XYZ portfolio. Under that, you may define some buckets. Okay, so for suppose this is a some real estate kind of in a portfolio. Under that, you have a different buckets. Okay, one is a commercial real estate. Another one is like maybe residential apartment you wanted to do, and third maybe any other construction kind of an industries. So under that, there you're going to define some programs. So programs is nothing but your initiatives. Okay. Under that, you may have a multiple projects, or these projects directly can be linked to the portfolio buckets. As per your business requirement, you can configure that. From that items, okay, you can link with the your PS module, okay, or maybe any C projects. Up to you, like how you wanted to proceed, which project management tool you wanted to do. Okay, then from that, if you wanted to integrate with the third party ERP, can be MS projects or maybe Primavera or anything, you can directly you can integrate. From that, whatever the data you want, you can synchronize. So for this, you require a EPC connector, enterprise portfolio connector, or a project connector. So these are the some components, okay, for SAP portfolio management. Okay, first is your decision points and the stages. Okay, so in the decision points, all your status levels will going to maintain along with some sort of stages. So as I said, like it can be combination of two uh, phase plus your decision points. Okay, so combination these two is called a stage gate process. Once the first stage has been approved, then you can go with the second stage. For suppose like kickoff is a first stage for me. All the my stakeholder has been approved. Okay. Then I'm going with the BBP phase. So once my BBP phase has been approved, I go for the realization phase. So like that, every stages you have to define. So one stage is depend on the first stage. So predecessor and successor kind of a things. So if you want, you can also skip those things, or if you do not want to skip, and so once the one stage has been approved, then you can proceed for the further stage. So this is the one key major factors. Then we call the initiatives and the items. Initiative is nothing but your programs. Okay, it can be directly linked with the your buckets. From this initiative, you can link with only C projects. You cannot link with the your PS projects. Under that, if you wanted to link with the PS projects, you should require the items. Items is nothing but a one sort of an portfolio projects. So directly you can link with the bucket. or directly or indirectly you can link with the initiatives. So initiative basically we use like if I want to introduce a new project into the market. So I want to do some kind of an R&D activities or a feasibility study of those projects. So for that reason, I can take the initiatives. Then you have a portfolio bucket. Okay. So under the portfolio bucket, you can do the all sort of your plannings. Okay. Under that, you can work with the initiatives and the items. Then you have a questionnaires and the scoring models. So based on this, okay, you're going to decide whether you want to proceed further with those projects or not. With this, you will get all your risk management. Okay. Then reviews and what if analysis, like analytical tools. This is based on that. What if analysis is a very good tool. Like maybe you are a portfolio manager or something, kind of a stakeholders. So you have done the all your parameters. Based on that, you have submitted to your stakeholders for the further review. But they have some other parameters also, so you have to compare with the both thing into the single project. So for that reason, we required this what if analysis. Similarly, you can also review with the multiple projects under the same bucket. Okay. Then you can do the financial and capacity management under the bucket levels or initiative levels or item levels. So as per your business requirement, you can configure and you can do these things. Then we have a KPIs and the matrix management, and then we can assign the some documents based on the requirement. This we can also integrate with the DMS module. Okay. Or if it is some KBs documents, so you can directly upload into the portfolio level or a bucket level or initiative levels or a item level. From that also you have some sort of an authorizations. Okay. So that is called ACLs, access control list. So particularly for those objects, you can provide some authorization to your subordinates, either read, write, or maybe admin roles. Again, we have a different sort of a roles. As I said, like if it is a admin role, so an admin role, he is a solo, like he is a scope defined manager. Okay, he's going to define all your portfolio. He'll define all your bucket level structures. He will also plan some sort of any resources. He will initiate the resource plannings. After that, there may be a resource pool. Okay, the resource manager will take those whatever the demand he has raised. According that, he will fulfill those resources. So that is come under the resource managers. If it is an initiative managers or a item level kind of a managers, that is a different rule. Okay. Then we have a end user kind of a role. So these are the four different rules is provided by the SAP. So as per the business requirement, you can enhance those rules and you can use those things. So these are those typical roles like the portfolio administrators, okay, item managers, and the resource managers and the portfolio manager. These are the specific some roles and responsibilities provided by the SAP. According that, you can define your metrics. Okay, so these are the some portfolio level bucket general informations. Okay, like you have to define the descriptions of those buckets, then sort of an IDs, what kind of an statuses you can define. Okay, what is the parent level of bucket? So bucket structure also you can define. And at the parent level, there may be multiple levels of bucket structure. So those kind you can define. Then you can define your financial and the capacity plannings. So as I said, like in the bucket level also you can do the your financial levels. From that you can inherit, okay, the lower level your project level, or from project you can whatever the planning you try to do, it can be roll up to the header level of your bucket. So as per the your requirement, you can do that. Okay. So there are some field level configurations and everything is there. We're going to discuss in details later. Then these are the some financial and capacity plannings. Okay, as I said, like there are four ways to define this financial plannings. Okay, so first level, as per the your business requirement and your experience, so you can define under the bucket level or initiative levels or item levels, or you whatever the, if it is a PS objects or maybe C projects you are using, from that also you can fetch, or you can also do from the third party integrations. From that also you can fetch the data, or else whatever maybe some PWIP, through that also you can fetch the data and you can do the your financial plans. According that you can also transfer whatever the plannings you have been done under the portfolio levels. Okay, at the item level or initiative level, those financial plannings and the capacity planning also you can transport to the next level. It can be C projects or it can be PS projects. Either you can fetch the data or you can transfer the data. Similarly, whatever the actual cost you are posting, okay, whatever the actual cost you try to post, okay, or actual revenue you try to post, okay, everything you can also see under the same dashboard. So these are the some basic financial plannings how you're going to do under the system. Okay, these are the manual activities all. Or if you want, you can also do the some sort of an announcement from that Excel sheet. Also, you can do the some upload kind of functionalities. So SAP has provided you the basic thing, which is a not worth. Okay, so you can do the some sort of an announcements from the Excel sheet. Also, you can upload these financial plannings based on the quarterly, yearly, monthly, or half yearly or yearly as per your business requirement. You can do that. From that, whatever the planning you have done, that you can transport to the ERP. It can be PS projects, it can be C projects, or you also you can fetch the data. The same thing can be come. Similarly, capacity plannings, it is also based on the demands. Okay, so directly also you can do on the item level or initiative levels or bucket level, or you can fetch this data from the project management. It can be C projects or it can be a PS projects. So as I said, like questionnaires. Okay. So if I want to do some sort of projects, okay. So every department they may try have some questions, and if I am the portfolio manager or something like that, I have to answer all the queries. Or if I am a some kind of an item managers, maybe I have a this kind of an opportunities as provided by the business. So these kind of a questionnaires I have to provide them, and based on that, I have to give the some sort of an answers. So everything will be embedded for that, and as per business requirement, you're going to define all your questionnaires, and according that, all your subordinates or maybe your respective stakeholders will going to answer those questions. Based on that, you will get some scoring models. So these combination of these two, you can do the some sort of an feasibility studies. So if my score is something like that, some 70-80%, so then I can proceed for that. If not, then I may drop those whatever the ideas I have. I may drop those ideas, or maybe I can drop those project. Okay, due to some maybe scheduling reason, maybe it may not be successful for the commercial point of view, maybe financial point of view, maybe schedule point of view, maybe resource point of view. Those type of questionnaires as well as the scoring models you have to develop. According that, all the stakeholders will give their reviews with respect to those answers, and you will get those scores. According that, you have to define your risk. So if it is a high risk, okay, or maybe a moderate or medium or maybe low, those kind of risk parameters you can define according that. So these, as you can see, if the lower limit like 30 to 31%, so the icon will be a kind of in a green will come. If it is some above 50 to the 70, it will be a moderate. If it is above 30, it may be a high risk. So according that also you can take the decisions based on your ongoing projects, or maybe any new projects you wanted to introduce to the market. So based on your feasibility studies, you have to define your risk. Then integration process. This is the integration with the project management. Okay, either you can integrate with the C projects or maybe PS projects. So this is a top level like portfolio. Under that there will be the buckets. Under that there will be programs or maybe directly items. These items I am going to link with my either C projects or maybe PS projects. Okay.
Okay.
Then we'll go into study in detail with the C projects. Okay, and I think if you have a knowledge with the PS projects, that will be very helpful for us. So PS projects is a another kind of a module. Okay, so we're not going to teach the PS system or a PS project management in details, but integration point of view, costing point of view, the business process point of view, I'll going to let you know all these PS projects, how we're going to work, scheduling point of view and everything. But C projects, everything will go in detail. Okay. So this is everything come under the Fury apps only. So based on the Fury apps, we're going to define all our strategies and everything under the same Fury app itself. So if you have any queries, so please let me know.
No, just complete the demo so you
Yeah,
may answer my queries.
I have completed the demo.
Okay. Um, and so how important is PS? Is this demo going to cover, this training going to cover PS functionality as well? And
No,
how,
PS will not going to cover. PS will going to cover like in a business process or a end user point of view, like cost planning, how you do the cost planning, budgetings, okay, and also integration point of view, like you can integrate or directly you can pass the some JV, okay. So whatever the actual postings you're going to do on the WBS, same thing can going to reflect into the our items or portfolio management.
okay.
PS
Um,
is a different kind of a module. Okay, it will take some 40 to 45 hours time. So we're not going to cover the PS in detail. Just as an end user point of view, the basic transactions and all, like planning, scheduling planning or WBS structure creations, okay, and the template point of creations, the cost planning, revenue plannings, budgetings, actual postings, integrations, how the integration can be happen with the item with the PS projects. Also, same the actual postings. These things we're going to cover.
okay. Because most of the time when you go online and you're looking at PPM, they need someone who knows PS too. Because you can use the PS for the costing, the budgeting, the resource, and all of that. Most of them
Correct.
don't use PPM for that. They use PS, and so it is important, I think, that at least we know how to do the PS configurations, such as creating the companies and all those things, controlling areas, because you can do those things in PPM. PPM is just straight configuration of the buckets, the portfolios, the items, the 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 decision points and all of that, right? And
Correct.
so as far as creating the companies, the controlling areas, the plants and all of those things. And the reason why I'm saying this is because for someone like me, right, I'm not new to SAP. I work in a different module in SAP that has nothing to do with this. It's actually more technical, not project oriented.
Okay.
But when you're going into a project, you need to understand certain fundamentals, such as what is a controlling area, how does
Okay.
the controlling area, I'm just giving a rough example, I may be completely wrong, but how do you define ledger, GL ledgers and all of those things, right? And so without that sort of foundational knowledge, if you
Mm-hmm.
take me into a real life business scenario, I
Yeah.
can understand how you did things, but I don't know what a ledger is. So I'm just learning the theory without really understanding. So that's why I'm asking that at least we need to cover some sort of PS, the basic understanding and configurations of PS and how it is tied into PPM. And then
Mhm.
so when we get to PPM, we can take, because PPM configurations and PS configurations are completely different.
Correct.
But PS provides the foundation, right? It provides the basic foundation so that you can go into a project, and when your clients are talking about, we need to create our ledgers and our journals and our this and that, you can have an idea of what they are saying. But if you go straight into EPPM, it's two different, slightly different things. And so if we can work in such a way that we can cover some sort of PS in this, especially I would say maybe just 30% or 40%, just some big small foundation knowledge on that. I think that will help. It will help us. And so that's why I'm asking that. This is fine.
Okay.
I have pretty good understanding. Not that I can go into a company and start working, but I have pretty good understanding of the EPPM module.
Okay.
Um, but I also realize that we need some sort of PS to be able to understand the basic fundament. Because when we go to financial planning, right, and capacity planning,
Okay.
there you're doing the numbers, you're creating this, you're doing that, the resource and everything like that. PS will help you to create your your materials, your plans, your this, your that. You see what I mean? Those are more company oriented. Companies have plans, they have business areas, they have controlling areas. So I think that would be good if we're able to cover some. Are you expecting PS at all for to some point, or not at all?
Generally speaking, so EPPM model consists, as I said, like there is a five different models. Okay, and the portfolio management generally people will go once they have a knowledge on the PS model. Correct. So if I am training someone to the EPPM, so okay, I was expecting like they might have a knowledge of this PS model. Okay, some
Mhm.
some roughly I'm saying because. I'm saying because of this portfolio management mostly acquire like delivery managers or portfolio managers, those who done the PMPM and all. For them, this tool is very useful. Okay, but also I have trained some of the students, so I was expecting like they might have some PS knowledge. So if they have some PS knowledge, it is very good enough to this portfolio management. Along with if they want further, they can also go with the CPM, commercial project management. So EPPM is a combination of five models. So in this, PS is a different sort of a model. So if I wanted to cover this PS model as per the your requirement, that is a different model and that is a different course of a set. That is around 40 to 45 hours. I am going to teach all these models like PPM, CPM, and PS. These all three models I am teaching. Okay.
Right. Okay. So yes.
So PS is a sort of a different model. IM is different model like investment management. CPM is different model, and this PPM is a different model. So we can integrate all those things combination into one model, combination of a business package, which is called a EPPM. So in this only I have taken as a portfolio and project management. In that, in detail, I can cover with the C projects, but PS projects it takes a lot of time for that. So if you want, you can enroll with the PS first. Then later on, if you want, you can go with the portfolio management. As you saying, like you are aware of portfolio management somehow. So as per my suggestion, like you can first go with the PS project. So just give me 1 second. Yeah, sorry. So I would suggest like if you can go with the PS projects first, then later on you can enroll with the PPM.
Yeah, that's fine. It was just a suggestion, right? And because you are the one who's going to do the training,
Yeah,
I don't want to pick a training from somewhere and then come back and do this and do that. So,
yeah.
is there a way that you can coordinate so that we can get a PS, to start with? Just a few hours, maybe 20 hours, 30 hours of PS with somebody where you are aware of what is going on. And then whenever that person completes, you can pick it up. I didn't know this, but doing EPPM and PS, I realized
No,
that
I can only teach the PS.
you can only do what?
No, no, I can also teach the PS. I can teach the PS, EPM, CPM. These three models I am
Oh, you
teaching.
can teach. Okay, so yeah, let's
That
do
is
it. So
only I am
that's
suggesting. The PS model, you can go for the first PS model. Then later on,
yes,
the 40
we can
hours.
go into PPM. Okay,
Then you can go and enroll with the PPM. Further, if
yes,
you want, you can go with the CPM also. That is up to
and
you, like
and
how you want.
and you're the same person, right? So you can do the PS, and then
Yeah,
after
I
that
am
we
only
can.
the
Okay,
same
okay,
person.
yes, yes, yes. Okay, so that's good. That's a good way. That's a good idea, at least because when I was looking at PPM, I of course I see what is a bucket, what is portfolio, what is items, and all these things, but they never taught me about what is a company's journals. What the importance of those, or the importance of all those basic things, controlling areas and all that stuff. So let's do the PS. We can have a small demo on PS session tomorrow.
Sure,
At
sure.
least,
Same
yeah,
time, if you want,
same
we
time,
can
yeah.
arrange for the PS demo for tomorrow.
Yes, yes. And so we cover some aspects, important aspects of PS, but our
Yep,
main focus is EPPM. Okay, so we can do that. I also want to ask you this.
yep.
Um, after I have completed EPPM and at least some knowledge of PS,
Okay.
where do I put myself in terms of a company situation, right? Like I go into a company. Am I a technical person? Am I a functional person? Am I a project manager? Am I a portfolio manager? What am I? Where would the consultant or the person end in his career? Or just using your own examples, right? You don't have to tell us everything what you're doing, but using
Okay.
your own examples, what level are you in your career? Because I work in a
I
consulting.
I am an assistant project manager. Okay.
Mhm,
Under me, there are different people who's working. Okay, but I am a SAP, like a you can say, as a consultant. Okay, so with respect to the other modules, I am taking care of other things as well as the business. So if the some business want, like I am not an end user or a kind of a program manager, but I am a project manager. Okay, so I need to take a responsibilities how the projects can be delivered on time. So for that reason, I have to take all kind of an schedule properly. I have to represent everything to my managements every weekends. Okay, and
uh-huh,
as per their guidance, I have to proceed further. But if you asking like a typical project managers, okay, like a end user point of view, I'm not saying
mhm,
as a
mhm,
consulting point of view. I'm saying as an end user. If you go to the any process industries, manufacturing industries, so those projects is different. Okay, and their programs is different. For suppose if it is any car manufacturing, okay, so under the shop floor, how many cars you wanted to deliveries, according that you have to define your programs. Okay, but you are not responsible how the software can be implemented. Okay, and who will take care those responsibilities. So those program managers is different. So I am like a service provider kind of any things. Okay, so that is up to you, like how you want it to go. But if you done this portfolio managements and the project managements, okay, along with if you done the PMP, so directly you can approach with some kind of an, project managements or a project managers.
okay.
And if you are interested for the consulting, that is also it is available. So like as per their customer requirement, you have to develop their softwares and you have to configure the systems and all, and you can proceed further. So same this kind of things. One more program manager he was asked me, so I explained the same thing. He's from New
Okay.
York.
Okay, so that's good. And the reason why I'm asking this is right now, my SAP career is more technical, and I don't know if you've heard of data services. It's a very technical tool. You need to write the SQL language and all this coding. And the more I go in my career, the more I realize I like, even in our meetings, I perform better as more of us in the project management space, as far as managing teams and everything, than more technical stuff. And so that's what led me to this, to try and move into this space. And then I have seen a few scenarios with PPM and PS.
Okay,
I just wanted to be sure. So if you end up, let's say, as a project manager, right, or portfolio manager, right, under you are the one who assigns task, or you assign different project managers to different areas, right? Because a portfolio manager, a project manager can have other project managers under you who are responsible for certain buckets or for certain areas, right? How
correct.
high do you, how high, let's say, can you give me a very brief structure of a typical company? So you have the CEO, just a very rough CEO, and then portfolio manager and program manager, and then other project managers, and then the functional and technical consultants. Is that how it is?
No, it is not like that.
Mm-hmm.
CEO kind of a difference is different. Under them, there are a lot of project manager. Sorry, not a project manager. There are a lot of portfolio managers. Okay,
Uh-huh.
so for suppose like it is some kind of a fund housing. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so under the fund housing, there is a one sort of a portfolio manager. He will take care of all the equity shares. Okay. The
Mm-hmm.
another portfolio manager, he will take care of all the ETF funds. The third portfolio manager, he will be take care of all the mutual funds. All these portfolios are different. Or if you want, you can combine into the one portfolio fund
Mm-hmm.
house, and you can put all in the three different buckets. Correct. Under that, okay, though you can define the initiatives or a program managers,
Mm-hmm.
because under that there may be a lot of R&D activities will going on. Under that, there may be some different project managers. So those projects will manage the combination of at least a five or six stocks only. The
Okay.
typical process I am saying, but if you go
Yes.
to the every organization, it depends. Like you cannot say like it is only the under the CEO. There may be other kind of an what I say CFO. Under the CFO, there will be the HR managers. Okay, under the HR managers or a combination of the there will be portfolio managers. Those
Mm-hmm.
portfolio managers may be a vice presidents or a VCs or you can say assistant project managers. Under that, there may be some sort of general managers. Under them, there may be some assistant managers. So this kind of an hierarchy, every organization is a different kind of an hierarchy
Yes.
set.
Yes.
We cannot say like from the same organization can
No,
be.
no, yeah, I know that every organization is different and every structure
CEO,
is different.
CFO, these are CEO is a kind of a managing directors and all.
Mm-hmm.
CFO, he will be take care of all the financial relevant data. Okay. Under them, there will be different portfolio managers, maybe a resource managers, he may be the HR manager for entire global organizations. Under them, there will be resources sets and all. Okay, HR team. There will be a project management. Okay, there will be a different portfolio for that. So those kind of a things is different.
Okay. Yeah, no, I understand. I've worked in different industries, so I know, right? I'm just trying to see on the average when you finish an EPPM program with PS and everything. I mean, you can be a portfolio manager too if you do
Correct.
this. You can be
Correct.
a program manager as well, right? So I'm just trying to
Correct.
see what levels can you go with this material. That's all I'm trying to see. I'm not saying that every company has the same structure and the same definitions, but
Correct.
where can you go? Where would you normally fit, right? As a portfolio manager or someone who has this knowledge. That's all I'm trying to get. a
It
very
is
rough
depend on
idea.
the your experience and all, right? If the some organ maybe you have a knowledge for this portfolio management as a program management, okay. But directly I have given an opportunity, and now you can work as a portfolio manager or a program manager. Can you able to
Yes.
work? You don't have any much knowledge on the portfolio managers or a project managers, and directly you wanted to go with the portfolio level. It is not like that, right? So you
Hmm.
should have a knowledge, either maybe a process knowledge or maybe a tool knowledge. So
Hmm.
tool means like you are an SAP consultant and you wanted to do the as a project managers. Okay, there may be a program manager. So project managers means if you wanted to implement this SAP into the some organizations as per their business requirement, first you go through all the BPCs and everything. Then you're going to assign those resources, and if you have a knowledge, you're going to share your knowledge with them. All the KT sessions and everything, so learning tools and everything going to organize. Then later on, once you hand over everything to the projects, maybe if you work for at least a 2 or 3 years as a project managers, okay, management
Hmm.
skills, then you may go with the portfolio managers.
Hmm.
Correct?
Okay. Okay, so because my aim with this, right, is I'm already in the SAP space, I'm already in industry, and everything. I want to, in the end up as a program manager or as a portfolio manager. And so
Mhm.
that's why I'm trying to see, will this be sufficient? Will this be enough? What else do you need to do? That's why I'm trying to say, let's do PS so I understand business scenario. PS can
Correct.
give you a little bit more of a business scenario.
Correct.
And so when I come out, I can go in as a program manager or a portfolio man. That's my aim for this eventually, with
Correct.
EPPM.
So there you're going to define all your organization structure, what is the controlling
Yes,
area, what is the
yes, yes,
companies.
yes,
If you're working with the
yes,
different companies under the different portfolio
yes,
structure, sorry, profit
yes.
centers, cost centers, these
Cost
things you're
centers.
going to define. Plant,
Yes,
okay, everything business
yes.
area, functional area will define under that. Under the
Yep.
same controlling area, there may be different companies. We're going to
Mm-hmm.
work the different companies under the same projects. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so all the costings will be different, budgetings will be different, their plannings will be different. You're going to post all your actuals over there, and you're going to combine all these into the one project. And you do the
Yes.
period ending process, all their result analysis, settlements. There are some processes we have, different processes. So that's the reason it will take some 40 to around 50 hours because we are new, so that's the reason I'm saying. Otherwise, we combine with 30 to 35, but usually it will take 40 to 45 hours.
Yes, yes. I'm not in any sort of a rush. I really want to understand, and that's why I approach Merly. I really want to understand a typical company structure, or with the business areas, the controlling areas, and all those things. I've realized that those are very important to know, because you can go in as a project manager without knowing what a controlling area is, or what a you
So
know
controlling area first, suppose like Siemens is a one company, okay, and Siemens AG is a main company. So Siemens is situated in the Germany. So I can treat it this is a controlling area, and the controlling area has some different currencies, like say like a euro.
no,
But Siemens,
I'm not.
I'm just giving an example,
Mhm.
okay. So under that, maybe I have a country-specific companies like US is a one company, okay, India is one company, Germany is one company, also Japan is some kind of a company. Every company may have going to deal with a different kind of businesses, okay, or maybe a separate businesses. But at the end, if I want to do the year end, I want to do the what is the profit and loss statement I want to do based on this all these companies. So I have to go with the controlling, and I have to combination of all these four companies. Whatever the profit and loss statement I have, I can check. So controlling area is nothing but one sort of a main head office. Under that, there will be a different kind of any companies you're going to work. So that is the main, like you can say, uh, uh, kind of in a main kind of in a head office or main thing where everything will, all the projects, all the companies. all the business, everything will be going to control from there itself. Whether they
Right, right.
wanted to proceed further for these companies with these specific products with a specific country or not.
Yes, sure. So that's what I'm saying, right? I know we will cover all these things as far as controlling innovation. I was just giving a rough example, right? So just so that because when I do interviews, mostly they want to know if you have an idea of how things work, and sometimes they ask you. I think in one of my recent interviews, they asked me, "Do you know how to create?" So they were looking for a position like a BARTS lead. What I do is called BARTS, Business Objects Data Services in SAP, and
Okay.
it was a Bart's lead role. So I went in, with all this technical knowledge, and did the interview, the first round of interview, everything was fine. Then we went to the second round, and then now they were asking me, Bart has nothing to do with, it's very technical. You have to know certain things, and it has nothing to do with company structure or everything that PS or PPM gives you. But when I went in there for the second one, now they are asking, hey, this company, they need people who can create their GL ledgers. So it will be good if you know project systems. Do you have any idea of project systems? So all these things, and I was like, okay, most of the roles that I want to really go, you have to have an understanding of this. So this program is very important if we combine with PS, and then we have a very, I would say, live, not a live project, even a dummy project or a real life scenario of how to combine the both and how it will run in a company. And so that's what I'm sort of looking for. So if we can do the PS and have the structure and then EPPM, that would be great.
Sure. So what we'll do, like I will tell them, and we can combine with the one
Yes.
PS. Okay.
Yes.
So
And then
tomorrow,
my
yeah.
last question is my last question is when you go on the online, right? When I was starting this program, I went online, and in my area of expertise, I go in and I type bad jobs, like jobs, right? And then you get a list of so many jobs, and they state specifically that we need batch consultant, or we need this consultant or that. But when you type in PPM, it's hard. It's just a few jobs that tell you that they need a PPM. It's very project oriented. So, what is the likelihood of this being a good career? What is the longevity of being in this space? I know my questions are very basic, right? Because I'm pretty new, but I'm just trying to understand how this will benefit. Because I don't want to go into another career and then move from it again. Like I'm moving away from that into this. I don't want to go and move completely away. And so, what is the longevity of this prospect?
So this it's very difficult to ask because
Mhm.
I'm not sure. Maybe
Mhm.
you're from US, right?
Yes.
So I'm not sure how it will be. But if you have a goal, you wanted to like a kind of in a program manager or maybe
Mhm.
some project managers,
Mhm.
you can achieve your goal. I cannot say like you cannot get the jobs. So most of the people's they're getting the jobs for the
Okay.
project managements, okay, and the portfolio management. So only thing you
Okay.
have it uh, knowledge on those
You will
process
be fine.
areas along with the whatever you're doing into the SAP. So once
Okay.
you know the knowledge, then it is very easy. But we
Yes.
cannot
Yes.
say like the project managers can be a consultant, consultant can be a project managers.
Yes. Okay, okay. No, I understand it. I just try to. I'm trying. It's as if you are now going to buy a new car, right? You need to know certain things like how long can this car run? When do you need to change the oil? All those things. So I'm just asking these things just so that I have an idea of the program itself, like PPM and project systems. That's why I said I think I want to start with project systems and go into EPPM because I have an idea, but I have not gone out of this space, right? I have not started my career. So I'm just trying to see if you finish. this will put you in a good category where you can build something on.
Once you, I can show like PS is a very vast areas, and every business industry is like it is a process industries, like any EQ kind of MQ scenario or engineering or construction, wherever you go. Okay,
Hmm.
if they have been implemented SAP, definitely they will go with the PS model only, because
Yes.
PS is the main object to controlling all this. Through this, you can
Yes.
do the schedulings, planning, cost planning, revenue plannings, everything you can do. So I
Yes.
would suggest like actually I have in a meeting. So if you don't mind, like we can continue for tomorrow and we can
Okay.
address all the queries for tomorrow.
Okay. Okay. No, my queries are done. That's all. I had only three queries. So tomorrow we can start the PS demo.
Yeah,
I thank you for the EPPM demo. We can see the PS demo and then we can start, our structure, our training structure completely.
yeah. Okay, okay. Fine.
Thank you
So
so much.
Murli will get back to you on this at the same time. So he will send you invitation as an invite.
Awesome. That works. Thank you guys so
Fine.
much. Thank you,
Yeah.
Marley,
Thank you.
Ganesh, and thank you.
Thank you, Vinod. Thanks for your
Thank
time.
you Vinod, for
Yeah.
your time.
Thank you. Bye.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, hi Vinod garu.
Yeah. Hi Murli. Please tell me.
How is the Dan? So can we go ahead with the Dan or also because more than the subject is having a lot of questions.
That's what only